recorded.
All you.
We're on. All right. I would like to call the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals meeting to order. It is now 7 o'clock, and I would like to open a public hearing to consider the variance request. And so could I have a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll move that we open the meeting.
Thank you, Roy, and this second, John. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, public meeting is open, and I'd like to welcome Kevin and Devorah to, I said that right? Okay, to our meeting. They're seeking a variance for a third curb cut for their residence at 2 Dart Drive, tax parcel 46.1-1-5.13. And Mike is going to try to bring up some photos of the property so we can kind of see what they're talking about, and you can just go right ahead and explain to us what it is you're hoping to do. Are you ready to go, Mike?
Yeah, I just wanted, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Just so it's on the record, I do have the mailings for the public hearing.
Okay.
Let me. Okay, this is the view from Dart Drive. This is the most apparent driveways right here, and they're going to be working. I think they're going to be starting this week on putting in all the curbs. So this is existing. This is not the one that we're in question. What we're looking at what I would need some explanation from Kevin on is somewhat this side. Do you want that blown up some so you can see better?
Yeah.
A little, yeah, if you can.
Is that any better, or you want it more than that?
That's good.
Better, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, you can actually see where we drive through, right next to the mailbox in between Rose of Sharon and the mailbox.
And in between the
Two pine trees.
the hydrant, or further down?
Further down.
Oh, I see.
In the mailbox, so.
Yep.
There's actually,
I see where it is.
there's a piece of concrete block where it was a parking space
Mm-hmm.
up in the yard, right before our sidewalk to that porch. And so we can pull through from the other driveway, so we drive across the yard.
Okay.
Oh, direct over.
And there's gravel, but it's we've kind of let it grow in. So it was actually a parking space at some point, or they use it as a pull-through like we do.
So are you actually going to have a driveway that goes all the way through your property? You exit one side and come in the other, or?
We do, it's just not gravelled out.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll get to that.
Oh, but you're planning to do that? So a drive-through?
I would like to be able to do that, yeah.
Because then you can just pull all the way through.
Right, exactly.
You don't have to back out of anything.
Right now, we just drive across the grass.
Yeah,
If I can ask, what are you declaring here as your second driveway? Is that the one you're declaring?
The one that was already on the plan. So our bottom basement is an apartment, we have 2 meters.
Okay, so you've got another one back here.
Yeah, that's the bottom apartment driveway, it's 2 parking spots.
Okay.
I let that grow over too, because we just didn't have the money to re-gravel it, but.
Okay, so you're declaring this is your second one, that's for your apartment, and then the one on Dart Drive is your first one.
Right.
So your third one you're looking for is
yeah.
this one in here, just so you know, this is the third one, so that they have a drive-through.
And when they repaved the road one of the 2 or 3 times, they did put a cutout there. There was a tiny little blacktop curb. So when they did that, they realized we were using it. So I think it's just been there so long that I think when John.
By default.
They left it open for us. So that's why I was surprised when I saw the plan. I was like, but we have that drive-through and they know we use it, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been there since the house was put in.
And when was the house put in?
50s, I think.
78 it was put there, it was
Or
moved.
78.
This house used to sit where
Llama Law.
Llama Law used to sit.
Yeah,
That's what the story we got, and I guess the Tibbs used to move.
Oh, yeah, he was it Tibbs? Who was the
Name's
scrap
in the
metal
side.
guy? I think that they owned that corner for a long time. I thought it was Tibbs.
Yeah, his
Anyway,
name's in the
okay.
concrete of the side.
Really?
yeah, they moved the house there, so they were bought out, because I think originally McDonald's was there,
What?
Yeah, they moved,
Was it really?
they moved across the
And then they moved across the street, yeah.
That's long before we lived here, but
Yeah, me too. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
I've only known McDonald's to be on, oh, well, they moved across on Trip Hammer. Oh, okay, sorry. No, they were never on Dart Drive.
The main
Right.
reason for this is, like I was telling her, I can't move my head from side to side for that reason.
Oh,
So backing out of my driveway now, it's become impossible. I used to, like years ago, I would back out no problem, but because of my neck issues, I can't see. I can't look to the right and I can't look to the left. So getting out of my driveway is next to impossible. People fly down that road.
yeah, they're not supposed to, but,
It's a dangerous road to live on, let's
Yeah.
just say that.
there's
So,
our pile of tree they could just cut down too.
yeah.
is that for the road work?
Yeah, this it was in the way of the sidewalk. It was the old maple on the corner.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the sidewalks going in and stuff has to come down in order
Yeah.
to, people have been begging for sidewalks for, ever since I've been in the village.
Well, we said, we've seen so many people nearly get hit, we nearly get hit
Oh,
walking,
yeah.
that I'd rather have a sidewalk than a tree. So,
And, the village has a tree planting program, they will pay for, I think, up to $75, or maybe it's 100 now, I can't remember, for a tree planted in the village right away, if you wanted another tree.
yeah, John and Courtney actually sent me a list of trees.
Okay, good, you might want to replace it, and just, now, the time is now to get it started, so that, as soon as they're through with all of their work, and get a new tree in, or maybe more than one. We really promote tree planting in the village, but I don't think there's enough of it happening, so.
I've planted a bunch, but they're just tiny.
I know, they're little, and then you have to protect them because the deer eat them. Okay, are there questions, board members, of our applicants? Anything you want clarified?
So we already know, we have a known commodity here, is that we have 2 curb cuts already in place.
Right.
So is there any language in the code that says we can authorize more than 2, or?
That's why they're coming for a variance, because currently in the code, you can have 1, and if you wanted to, you would have to get a special permit. There's not then language for a 3rd. But I understand since the existing second curb cut has been in existence for some time, Mike Scott has determined that they're not required to get a special permit. They're kind of grandfathered in for that second one.
Yeah.
So this now 3rd one would just be an area variance to add an additional curb cut.
So there would be a physical cut at that point. So they'd have 3 cuts.
Yep.
Yes, there's curbs going down through there, so it would be a physical cut.
Does John Courtney have any input about the 3rd curb cut?
No, I've spoken with John several times on this, and he's basically told me, you just gotta let me know whether we're doing it or not. That's all he wants to know.
Okay. But it won't require a special permit, so we can just do it as a variance, request the variance, or grant it. Okay,
I think then for safety reasons, it's pretty obvious that
yeah,
we should take out.
and you have a tenant who parks, you don't right now, okay, but there is space for a tenant to park, which makes it easier to have 2 different entrances into your house. And I don't have a problem so much because, 2 are on one side, one road, and 1's on the other road, since you're in a corner lot, you're not seeing 3 curb cuts on the property, really.
Yeah, it's not, right.
They're not linear, they're not in a row, so for me, that's sort of less of an issue than if they were all lined up with each other and saying, why would you need 3? It's all right there,
Yeah, that would make
yeah. Roy, do you have any thoughts?
Well, you've answered it, I think. I wondered why number 2 on the map is quite a ways away from number 3. It must be a good-sized lot.
It is, yeah.
And am I hearing that the one that's marked number 2 is just a parking area
Yeah, it's enough to fit 2 cars, it's where that,
for a tenant if you had one?
yeah, right.
Is it like where that traffic cone is, or the barrel
Between those 2 grass.
bushes? Yeah, that's grass, okay. Off-road.
I have no problem with it.
Okay, well then, in that case, I think what we need to do is to go through our resolution. So bear with me, I have to read some stuff. I'll skip over some of it for the record. This matter, and yeah, make yourselves comfortable. It's a little dry. This matter involves consideration of the following proposed action, appeal number 2024-04. Kevin and Devorah Kelvington are seeking a variance for a third curb cut for their residence located at 2 Dart Drive, and I've already read off the tax parcel. On August 2024, the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals held a public hearing regarding such action. Therefore, thereafter thoroughly reviewed and analyzed the materials and information presented in support of this appeal and all other information and materials before the board and all issues raised during the public hearing or otherwise raised in the course of the board's deliberation. Is that new language? Have I just been skipping it all these years? Okay, and on August 2024, in accordance with Article 8 of New York State Environmental Conservation Law, this becomes a type 2 action, which requires no further action, does not require environmental review. And on August 20th, 2024, in accordance with section 712-B of the Village Law of the State of New York and Village of Lansing Code section 145-74A, parentheses 1, the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals in the course of its deliberations took into consideration the benefit to the applicant if the area variance is granted, as weighed against detriment to the health, safety, welfare of the neighborhood or community by such grant. So what we need to do now is to ask ourselves some questions about the possible potential effects that this could have on the neighborhood or the environment. So we will go through the following considerations before we make our decisions. So the first, these are our findings. Whether an undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood or detriment to nearby properties will be created by granting an area variance. What do you think?
Don't think so.
John?
No, I don't think it.
Okay, I agree. So all those in favor? Or I need a motion. We need to move each one of these.
No,
Oh, you don't
just
have to
one,
read each
just
one.
one
You can
motion at the end.
We can write it and we
All
can do
right,
one motion at the
okay,
end.
so no. Second one is whether the benefits sought by the applicant can be achieved by some method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than the area variance. It doesn't seem like there's another solution, unless you put in a circle drive over on the other, on the existing
Yes,
driveways.
Going all
but
the way around.
that kind of doesn't work, because you need to be able to come out. You need to be able to come out.
Yeah.
Okay, then I think that would be no.
Right.
Whether the requested area variance is substantial.
I don't think so.
I don't think it is.
I agree, I don't think so. Whether the proposed area variance will have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district. No?
I can't imagine.
Okay, I agree. No. Whether the alleged difficulty was self-created.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, and it's a little odd because it was already there, so.
Yeah, we've run across those situations before.
Right, so it's sort of, there's a legacy issue, but, they're just making it formal. All right. Yes, it was self-created. It is here determined by the Village of Lansing Board of Zoning Appeals that the following variance is granted and approved or denied with conditions, if any, as indicated, it being further determined that such variance is the minimum necessary and adequate to grant relief and at the same time preserve and protect the character of the neighborhood and the health, safety, and welfare of the community. So the description of the variance is described in the first part of this resolution in A. So could I have a motion to approve this variance?
I have a motion.
By John?
Approve the motion.
Second?
I'll second.
By Roy? You guys are great. All those in favor? Aye. So motion carries, so the variance is granted. And I don't see that we need any conditions other than, that the information goes to John right away, so he knows.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be, If I'll speak to John tomorrow, he may stop and ask you to mark out where this needs to go.
Is there a legal width that it needs to be? Or can it be larger than, is there a minimum width?
That's a John thing.
Okay, okay,
That's out of my,
okay,
Yeah, just let him know, like, he can stop by. So,
yeah. Well, they're working up there anyway, aren't they?
yeah,
Are they
he's gonna
yeah.
wanna know tomorrow. He goes, make sure you let me know tomorrow what's going on, so.
Okay. Then I think that's
And the reason you don't normally do the,
seeker.
is, in this case, you're the lead agency. Most of the time, the planning board's the
Planning
lead
board.
agency, and you don't have to deal with it.
Okay,
FYI, that's all.
good point.
Just,
All right, so we're set. You're set. And I hope this works.
yes. Well, it's never gonna go away, but.
Well, yes.
Thank you.
Good for you. All right, good luck. You're welcome.
okay, have a good night.
Okay, then the only other thing on our menu tonight is that we need to approve the minutes of our last meeting, which was not so long ago, July 16th. Did anyone send in comments to Mike? I think
I didn't have any.
Fine, according.
I didn't.
It was beautifully written.
It was spectacular language. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion, we
Second?
approve the minutes.
All those in favor? Aye, carried. Minutes are approved. What else is on the horizon? Nothing.
We can discuss a few things if you wanna
Why
close
don't
things
you-
out.
Yeah, sure, all right.
Close the meeting out.
Okay. Could I have, do I have to close the public hearing or just close the meeting?
All right, we need to close public.
Well, is there,
Could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Roy, second. By John, all in favor? Aye. Meeting is, enough meeting. Now could we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll move.
Is there a second? John, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Okay, meeting adjourned.
Bada
At,
bada bing.
that has got to be a record.
7:17.
Woo-hoo.